Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our special Agent Secrets presentation today. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We're excited to bring to you some of our best content, our best training, and teach you a few things. Today, we are going to be covering part two. This is part two of a three-part series, and we're going to get into the anatomy of high-performing sales funnels. And I'm also going to share some links with you. I'm going to ask Rob and Sobia to share some things with you during this presentation. They're also on the call with me. Rob's going to send out some links to our social media channels, our Instagram channel, our YouTube, as well as our blog. We've been working really hard to put out some great content for you guys, so be sure to check those out. You can also watch part two, or sorry, that's what we're doing today. Part one, you can watch on our YouTube channel. We should have that up and ready for you if you didn't get a chance to join us for that. And I'm also going to encourage you all to partake in the conversation today. That's what we're here for, right? To answer your questions. Sobi and Rob are also going to be keeping an eye on the chat. And what we're going to do is we're going to take you through a step-by-step plan to help you create or improve your existing sales funnel and start seeing better results with your lead generation and conversion efforts. Does that sound good? Does that sound like something you would find interesting and benefit from today? I hope so, because that is what we are covering. Now, to get you sort of into the right frame of mind, I want to share this is more of a parable for you, but it's kind of how I look at lead funnels and sales and all of these technical processes that we have sort of on the back end. Predictive sales is like planting seeds before the rain. You can't control when the storm comes, but by preparing early, you ensure a bountiful harvest when it does. Businesses that rely on reacting to opportunities miss the chance to cultivate them in advance. Let me know if you're one of those people who is constantly reacting to things, not planning ahead. We want to make sure that you have got those seeds planted, okay? That's a big part of this, is being proactive and getting these things set up so that once they start working, you're going to have all the systems in place to bring those leads down the funnel from leads to prospects to clients to sales, okay? Another great quote that I'm going to throw out at you is from the hockey legend, Wayne Gretzky, who is very famous for saying that I skate to where the puck is going to be, not to where it has been, right? So we want to try to get to where those ideal prospects are, and make sure that we've got very strong messages going out to that group. You want to be there, right? So this all highlights the value of anticipating future movements rather than reacting to what has already happened. So let's get started. Now, I'm just going to give you a quick little intro because I understand that some of you may not be familiar with who we are or what we do. I know many of you are, but for those of you who aren't, my name is Christy. I've been with Success Website for well over 20 years now, teaching real estate professionals like yourself how to use technology to improve your business processes and communication. So I really thrive in that intersection between sales and marketing and technology. I am very well versed in both, and I really love teaching and training real estate agents, especially because I find that you are so interested in learning and improving and growing. You can't say that about every industry out there, unfortunately, but the real estate industry, you guys are always looking to improve and learn. So that's why I love teaching you guys new things and also helping you out, helping you be better at the things that you may not be particularly comfortable with. And in many cases, that is technology. Now, I'm going to give you also the opportunity to book a consultation with me. That will be near the end. I'll ask Sylvia to share my Calendly link. But I also have my contact information here on this slide. So if you do want to send me an email, my email is there, Christy@successwebsite.com. Of course, you can check out our website, successwebsite.com. And we also have more information on what we do as far as how we manage our client accounts, the technology we provide, all of that good stuff is there. But today, my job is to guide you through some proven strategies, the things that I've learned over the last 20 plus years in this business, to create sales funnels that will take your real estate business to the next level. So let's get started. We're almost at the end of the year, okay? We are basically at the end of November. Now is the time to start planning for 2025 and thinking about how you are going to improve, set some goals, evaluate what happened in the past year. It's been a challenging year. I know that. I've heard that from many of you. So I think the first step is to really analyze a few things. Number one, what was your primary source of new business? So if I were to sit with you and ask you, where exactly did your new business come from in the last year? Would you be able to tell me exactly where that new business came from, where those deals came from? Because if you don't know the answer to that, that really is the first issue that we need to address, okay? So think about that a little bit. You can put in the chat if you do know the answer, where did the majority of that business come from? Did it come from referrals primarily? Past clients? I see Rav put that in there. Yes, referrals. How many of those deals came from your own marketing efforts? So that could be door knocking, direct mail, online ads, basically some type of marketing that you put out there to attract people to you, which resulted in a deal. Because I know that referrals are a huge part of the real estate business. In fact, most agents that I talk to, that's where the majority of their business comes from. So this idea of getting new business from their own marketing is still a bit of a hurdle, right? That needs to be that needs to be addressed, that needs to be jumped, that needs to be approached. So having that knowledge is going to help you decide what you should be doing more of as you plan for the upcoming year, but also where there's a lot of room for improvement. And talking about goals for a second, it's important to set realistic goals for yourself. I often hear people say like, oh, my goal is for 100 transactions next year, or I want to have $1 million in GCI, something like that, which is fine. I mean, those are good goals to have, but I think it's also very helpful to think of activities as goals and set certain activity goals that could lead to that result that you're looking for. So the more transactions, the higher GCI, what activities are going to lead to that? And then focus on those as part of the goal. A lot easier to kind of get a handle on and to develop a plan of how to approach those things. Okay, so let's talk about the sales process. What is your sales process? As the proverb goes, give someone a fish and you feed them for a day. Teach someone to fish and you feed them for a lifetime. We're trying to teach you how to fish here. So think about attracting your ideal audience as fishing in the right waters with the perfect bait and a really sturdy hook. So you wouldn't cast a line in a random pond, right? Or use breadcrumbs to catch a trophy fish. You want to study where your target audience or where your target fish swims, understand what they hunger for, and present the bait so enticingly that they can't resist. So the hook is your offer, okay? Strong, reliable, ready to reel them in when they bite. Without the right bait and hook, you're just throwing lines into the water, hoping, right? Fingers crossed, someone's going to bite, someone's going to go for it. So we want to try to minimize that guesswork, okay? Having that really irresistible offer, that strong hook is so important to this whole process. That's what makes it all work. That's how you generate the leads. Now, as far as a sales funnel goes, here's a very basic one, okay? Imagine that a funnel guides your leads through awareness, through interest, decision, and then action. How does this apply uniquely to real estate? Well, of course, the top of the funnel is essentially where all of your leads are kind of going to come in. Any new leads that you generate all come in through the top of the funnel. Where the majority of the work needs to happen is here in this interest and decision. These two phases can be a long cycle. As you know, real estate is a pretty important, a pretty big event in most people's lives, right? Buying or selling a home, major event. And it can take a while for somebody to generate enough interest in what you do to make that decision that they want to work with you. So it's your job to keep them active, keep them interested, and stay top of mind so that when they are ready to make that decision, you're the one that is going to be at the forefront, right? You're the one on the front burner and sort of at the tip of their fingers, ready to contact. First, we're going to talk about, though, the anatomy of a high converting sales funnel. This gets into the awareness stage. So this is primarily where all of the leads come in, right? That first stage of awareness. Now, strategies you can use for getting more awareness could be social media engagement, blog posting, email, SEO, local community involvement, direct mail. All of those things are going to contribute to introducing yourself to your sphere of influence, to your farm area, to the people that you want to attract. But don't discount the role that paid advertising plays in this strategy. If you're serious about building your sales funnel, you must budget for advertising costs. Now, some of the most effective tools for online leads are controlled by two entities primarily. That's Google and Meta. So I'm going to give you a breakdown of the key differences because I think it's really important for you to understand the difference between those two. They do monopolize the lead gen environment. You know, I have not come across another company or entity that is even close to competing with those two when it comes to online advertising. But it's very important to understand the difference between the two. So we are going to spend some time on that. And I want to make sure you guys have a really solid understanding, okay, of why you would want to pick one or the other, and what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, what are the pros, what are the cons. So number one would be intent. Facebook ads are focused on discovery. These ads target users based on their interests, behaviors, demographics. People aren't actively searching for products. The ads are designed to appear while they browse. Now, of course, Facebook, Instagram, they have very sophisticated algorithms that can absolutely help with making sure you get in front of the right audience. But still, it's very much a display medium. Now, Google Ads focus on intent. These ads are actively searching for, or sorry, these target users are actively searching for products or services using specific keywords, making them more likely to convert because they're already looking for solutions. So this is really important, the difference in the level of intent. People aren't going to see your Google ad if they aren't actively searching for that topic. Number 2, ad placement. Facebook ads appear on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, and various aspects of their audience network. Google ads will appear in the search, so search ads, display ads, YouTube, shopping, Gmail. There's a wide network of areas that your Google ads can appear. The area that we focus on primarily when we're running ads are the search ads. We want to make sure that if someone is searching for real estate in your area, you're one of the first things that pop up when they search for that. But Google also has lots of different networks, properties where your ads can show. Number 3, audience targeting. So Facebook is very good, actually, about allowing you to select detailed audience groups. You can define audiences based on a variety of things. Now, keep in mind, in the real estate category, we don't have some of these options. Due to the Fair Housing Act, things that were put into place many years ago, actually, you can't really target people based on age or zip codes, or I think there's a few other demographics in there, but you can definitely target people on their location. You can target people based on their interests. You have a lot of options when it comes to targeting. And for Google, because Google focuses on keyword targeting, we can set very specific keyword lists that we have a lot of control over in order to make sure that your ads are going to show at the right time to the right group. But Google also offers that demographic targeting, the in-market audiences, and custom audiences as well. So you do have quite a bit of control with both platforms. The primary difference is with Facebook, you can't plug in a list of keywords. Okay, you can't just have your specific keyword groups like you do in Google to control when your ads show up. Number 4 is ad formats. Now, Facebook is a very visual medium, same with Instagram, right? So they love video, images, reels, slides, all those things, all those interactive formats are really what Facebook and Instagram love, which is perfect for this type of vertical, right? Real estate is a very visual industry. People love looking at homes. They love looking at home interiors. They love to fantasize about their dream home, right? So there's lots of opportunities to create some really beautiful and creative ads for real estate, which Facebook and Instagram are absolutely perfect for. Google is more text-based, especially with the search, right? Search ads tend to be primarily all text. There are some images sometimes in those ads, but you also have display ads, YouTube video. So there is a lot that you can do within the Google network as well, as far as having some creative in your ads. But I would say that Facebook and Instagram, definitely, that is a primary focus. You need to have those elements to have a successful ad campaign. Now, for number 5 is cost. Okay, now this is the big question: is cost. What is the most cost-effective method for running ads online? Facebook does continue to be the cheaper option, I would say. The costs are influenced by the competitiveness of the audience you're targeting. Typically, your cost per click is lower than you would find with a Google ad. Google ads do cost a bit more, but what you have to think about at the end of the day is your return on ad spend, okay, or your return on investment. So if your Google ads are costing more, but they're producing better quality leads, then it all makes sense, right? It's worth paying the extra. But because you're paying per click with Google, and because there's more competition, companies are bidding at a higher rate, that does drive up the cost a little bit. And you do need to make sure you have a healthy daily budget to allow Google to display your ads as much as they need to be displayed in order to get the traffic that you need. But to be honest, I would say that for Google, you can get away with a budget of, let's say, $500 a month, right? Minimum. And for Facebook, you could probably get away with a budget of maybe $300 a month, depending on how many campaigns you want to run or how many leads you want to generate. So that just gives you a ballpark of what you would expect for cost. So user engagement, that's number 6 here. That kind of gets into what you can expect from each one. Okay, so for Facebook ads, great for building brand awareness, nurturing leads, engaging with users at the top or middle of the funnel. And Google ads are great for direct conversions, capturing users at the bottom of the funnel who are ready to buy. So for instance, you could use Google as a way of promoting yourself. I know a lot of agents do that. And if you have good SEO, then if someone searches for you, they should find your website right away anyway. But you could also have some ads that promote yourself or promote your company, and if people find you through that, chances are they're at they're at the bottom of the funnel already, because they've already made that decision that they want to talk to you, they want to work with you. So it definitely can be a way to get those direct conversions through the Google ads. And then finally is number 7, and this kind of is more for those of you who like to dabble in these things and try it out yourself. Learning curve is different with both. So Facebook ads, they're ideal for businesses who are looking to build awareness, engage with a broad audience, or sell visually appealing products. It also is an easier platform to learn, in my opinion, I think. There's not as many settings and variables that you have to think about as there are in Google ads. So for the individual out there who wants to do some of their own marketing and dabble a little bit and experiment, Facebook ads, great. You can actually spend a lot of time in there trying to play around and figure it out. Google, on the other hand, is complicated. I would recommend you have a professional set that up for you and run that for you. It is designed for businesses targeting customers who already know what they need and actually searching for. So you're going to want to make sure that whoever you choose to set these ads up for you has a very strong understanding of who your target market is, or who it isn't, the area that you're located, and you're going to also ask what type of keywords are generating the most clicks, where are my conversions coming from, what is my cost per click, things like that. So that's the type of information that we like to share with our clients when we're running ads for them, just to make sure that you have those key metrics and you understand where everything is coming from and how they're discovering you on Google. So here's some examples of both Google and Facebook ads that we've run for our real estate clients. You'll see a common trend amongst these ads. The primary message is about the offer, not about the agent. What we've always found to be most effective is to take a hot list of homes that you think your ideal prospect is really going to be interested in. For instance, like 4-bedroom homes with a finished basement, or maybe um, a 4-bedroom home with a pool, or homes that are under a certain price point, right? So let's say, for instance, you're targeting a first-time home buyer. Chances are they are going to be more sensitive about price than anything. They're looking for something that's within their price range. So in that case, you are better off using an offer that highlights the great exceptional price, right? That your hot list has. Or if you're trying to target a move up buyer, you're going to offer something that fits what their needs are. They need something with more bedrooms, or maybe they need something with a finished basement, or they need something that is close to schools, right? So these are the types of messages, right? This is essentially the bait that we're putting out there to generate leads, and it's very, very effective. It really is kind of the primary thing that your audience is looking for, right? They're looking for this product, which is homes for sale. And some of you may be thinking, well, I really want to target home sellers because I just want more listings, right? I've got enough buyers that I'm working with. I want more listings. Well, that's fine. You can still do that using a hot list of homes, because chances are the person who's selling also is going to be buying as well. And in many cases, they're doing that before they actually put their home up for sale. So you're going to want to come up with a list of homes that is going to fit somebody who also has a home to sell. Okay, that would be a move up buyer campaign. Now, these ads here on the right, these are Google ads, and this one here would be for anyone looking for a cottage property, a second home. In that case, we could use keywords that were very specific to that type of buyer and that type of region, things that are waterfront, lakefront, that type of product, right? And then this one here, to be honest, we've been running it for many, many years. It's probably one of our top lead generators. I know that there probably aren't a ton of bank-owned homes out there, but it still is a very effective way to get people into your funnel because everyone's looking for a good deal. So sometimes we don't say bank-owned, we'll say exceptional home deals, or we'll say off-market home, something like that. The idea is to offer a product that is not easy to find online. So something that is harder for people to get access to just through a regular search on Zillow or realtor.com, realtor.ca, one of those things. So that's the bait, essentially, okay? That's what we're using to attract people to our website, okay? They click on those ads, and then what? And then what happens? That's stage 2, okay? That is the interest stage. Now, there's a big difference between having a website and having a landing page. The way I look at it, your website is the home for your business online. That's where you can have all of the information about you. You can have your own listings, you can have your blog, you can have your testimonials. It's like glorified business card online where you can put all of your content, everything that you want people to know about you and your business. A landing page, on the other hand, has a very focused purpose. The main purpose of that page is to get people to sign in, submit their information, and that's it. Okay? That's where this whole sales funnel really starts, because you've got to have that lead come into your system. So a landing page is going to be very focused. It can have a video on it. I know that that's something that a lot of people are using these days. In fact, you're here in this webinar right now because you came to our landing page that invited you to join it, and there was a video, right? And it was a very focused page. So you can have video, you could have an image. The main thing is keep that page focused, right? Remember the objective of that page. It's got to be easy to understand, easy to navigate. Your form should be very, very easy, big, easy to fill out on desktop, on mobile, and have some compelling offers on the landing page as well. In fact, the landing page should really mirror your ad. So the landing page is an extension of your ad. Keep that very consistent. But make sure that when you look at it on desktop or you look at it on a mobile phone, it's clear, it's easy, people can opt into it. The less complicated it is, the more effective it is. I would say even the less fancy it is, the more effective it is. I've tried all sorts of different elements and things. Back in the day, we used to use animations, and then, tried to make everything so pretty and fancy. And those pages just did not convert at the same level as just the plain, almost like ugly looking landing pages. So you have to keep your primary focus in mind, and that is just to get people to opt in, to raise their hand. Essentially, that's what we're trying to do. So you can offer free resources. You can have an opt-in form for people to access the listings on your website. Make sure that it's clear what you're offering and that it's also clear how they will get access to it. And then also make sure that you're asking for, you want to have the information you need, but you don't need too much information. So this form, for instance, is asking for quite a bit. Like, we're asking for contact info. This is all mandatory, right? They have to fill that in. But their buying criteria, that's not mandatory. So it is possible that this landing page could be more effective if we did not ask for this additional information. So make sure your forms are not too lengthy. You're not asking for too much. And then also make sure that you've got your privacy policy visible here as well. So that's really important. A lot of these forms will autofill as well. And again, I can't stress enough, it has to work well on a mobile device. If your form is stretched out, or it's not showing properly, or the fields are really small and tight on a phone, that's a problem. That's a big problem, because a lot of your traffic is coming from mobile. So when you're testing your forms, keep that in mind. Okay, stage 3. Now, this is a very simplified version. I was sort of debating on how much I wanted to get into the whole flow of this, but I'm going to give you guys sort of a simplified version of this, because to be honest, if you have these things in place, you're already 80% of the way there. But also keep in mind, there are much more complex follow-up processes out there. This is really just a good start. But this is really where that decision-making process happens. And if you've been doing this for a while, if you've been generating leads online for a while, probably your process involved receiving the lead and then feeling like you got to call them, right? And then maybe not getting through to them, or speaking to someone who didn't know who you were, getting some sort of response that you did not like, and kind of getting a very bad feel for the whole process altogether. So that's not what I would recommend. I mean, you do have to talk to these people, of course. It's hard to sell a home for somebody without talking to them or help them buy a home. But it's also important to get them into that decision making phase before you can expect them to want to talk to you. Okay. So here are some strategies that I would recommend. Of course, having a CRM, extremely important. If you don't have a CRM, that would be step number one. Make sure you have a CRM that where the leads are going into. Make sure you know exactly where those leads are coming from. So when the leads land in your CRM, there should be a tracking code. There should be a source of those leads. So that's step number one, have that CRM. Now, once the lead lands in the CRM, make sure that your fulfillment is automated to get that quick delivery out of what you promised. So if you're promising a hot list of homes, if you're promising a free report, maybe you want to show them a video, that has to be built in and delivered automatically right away. Okay, so the lead lands in the CRM. They get their hot list or their report automatically on your website. So right away, they're on your site, which is great, for a variety of reasons. We'll get a little bit more into that in a sec. But you want to deliver that content on your website. I know that some people like to maybe email the report out. I would say put a link into your fulfillment. Like if you're going to email something to them, make sure there's a link to your website. That kind of gets into step number two. So they will automatically get forwarded to the list or the report that they want after they fill in that form. But you also want to send them an email with maybe a video message in it, some sort of introduction that lets them know that you've received their request, that you want to get them the information. You're sort of warming them up a little bit with this email. It is kind of a welcome email in a sense, but it's also going to contain a link to the content that you promised in your advertising. Okay. Video is great though to include in that as well. Now, the second or the third touch here would be to send them a text message. And the reason why I think text messaging, I'm having a hard time talking today. Text messaging is so important is because email is very easily ignored. Text, not so much, okay? It's not as easy to ignore those text messages. So when when you're sending someone a report or whatnot, they've already opted into your website. They've already agreed to receive information from you via email and text. So make sure you send them that text message to let them know the email was sent. Okay, that really is the primary reason. Now, some people would say, well, you can also tell them that they can only receive the information through text. You could, right? That might encourage more interaction through text. You could test that, but I would still send them the email with the content anyway. So these things happen right away. Boom, 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 all automated. And then what I would also do is have a voicemail message delivered maybe 5 or 10 minutes after the lead comes in. And the primary reason for this is just to let the lead know that you're an actual human being with a real voice that is local to their market, and it's nice. It's a nice touch because a lot of people are very skeptical these days. They get all sorts of communication from all sorts of sources, and quite often, especially with all of the AI messaging that's going out now, people are sometimes not sure if they're interacting with a human being. So having that voicemail message and having that voice is a great way to try to connect with that prospect or with that lead before you actually have a conversation with them. So these items here really should all be sent out within 15 minutes of receiving that lead. Okay, and it should be done automatically through your CRM. Now, what you also want to do as we get into the second level here is you want to have, I like to have a 14-day action plan that is going to deliver a steady stream of content fairly aggressively for 14 days. And that would include some helpful reports, maybe some testimonials, maybe some links to video content that you've got. It would include both email and text messages. And having that go on for 14 days is sort of, to me, the right amount of time to be aggressively messaging your leads. And by aggressive, I mean 1 or 2 messages a day. Okay. It's not something that you typically would want to do long term, but within that 14-day period, it's a good idea to try to really do your best to get in touch with that lead. You can also be calling them during this time. In fact, you probably should be, especially if they respond to any of your messaging. They could respond to an email, but more likely they will respond to one of the text messages that you send out. Or what often happens is when they get that voicemail, they will call you right back because they see that somebody called and they don't recognize the number, and that piques their curiosity. They'll call you right back. So you do have to be ready for those instances that you get on the phone with somebody. But that also is why we have this 14-day action plans. We really want you to get in touch with that person during that first 14 days and have a conversation. So all of these orange items are things that would be sort of a one-time action. Okay, they're programmed to happen when a lead comes in from a campaign, and it happens one time. Now, ongoing, perpetual communication are the green items here. So what you're also going to want to make sure of is that the lead is automatically receiving daily updates of homes that match their criteria. This should be done through your website. It can also be done through your CRM if your CRM is connected to your MLS. So if somebody comes in from an ad that you've ran for a hot list of 4-bedroom homes with finished basements, they're automatically going to get put onto a property update email sequence that shares that list of homes with them. It's what they're looking for. It's automated. You don't have to do anything. They have to go back to your website to view the property. That's a no-brainer. That should be set up, active, ready to go. And that goes out daily. You don't have to do anything to send that out. Another perpetual communication plan would be a monthly newsletter email plan. So your website, your CRM should have plans that allow you to send something out every month if somebody is subscribed to it. Now, we at Success Website have a monthly newsletter that we provide to you, and we have an action plan, an e-plan actually, that you can put people on, and they'll just automatically receive that every single month. So that's something that you're going to want to do because, again, it's evergreen, it's ongoing. And then the final evergreen item here would be to make sure that all of those leads get added to a remarketing audience. Now, Facebook, Google are both extremely powerful when it comes to retargeting and remarketing. So when those leads come into your database, you should make sure that they are also added to your remarketing audience and have some ads, some very low-cost ads going out to, again, stay in front of them, have that omnipresence, and stay top of mind. Okay, so those are the key steps there. You know, all of these things are really there to help you build trust, stay top of mind during this consideration decision-making process, okay? And as I said, this is a simplified version and it can all be automated. You don't have to do anything. Of course, you need to set it up or have a company like Success set it up for you. But once a lead comes in, these things just automatically happen. Okay. Now, let's get into just some essentials, okay? So if you're sitting there thinking, well, this all sounds great. I don't really know if I have what I need to get this all done. Or like, do I have to buy stuff? What do I need to accomplish this? So I'll give you some basics on what you're going to need tech stack wise or technology wise to make this all happen. The essential tools, I did mention a CRM being an essential tool, right? So whether or not you're using Success Engage or you've got something like Salesforce or HubSpot, Zoho, one of those, bigger CRM companies, that is really, really important because a lot of these things just aren't going to work without that. And it has to also uh, track where your leads are coming from. Okay, so the CRM that you've got should also be telling you where exactly your leads are coming from and give you some tracking metrics for that. Email marketing tools like MailChimp, or maybe you've got one built into your CRM. That's essential because email is going to be a big part of this strategy. Having some social media accounts, right? Having a business page on Facebook or having a business account on Instagram, having a YouTube channel, you're going to want to make sure you've got those things as well. And then most importantly, content, right? Have some valuable content that you actually want to share with your audience. And that is, I mean, that is, I'd say, key to all of this. And for example, I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you want to target first-time home buyers. Okay, you want to set up a simple funnel for first-time home buyers. So the first step would be to have an awareness campaign on, let's say, on Instagram, and you are offering a free report, top 10 things first-time buyers need to know. So once they decide, okay, I want to opt into that, I want that report. Now you've got a landing page that gives them the report, but also maybe has a video that has you talking about how you've worked with first-time buyers. Maybe you've got a testimonial from a previous buyer who was in that exact situation. And then the last step would be to have a conversation, book a consultation, get them to jump on a call with you, meet with you, that type of thing. So the content doesn't have to be complicated. It's just make sure that you're creating it for your ideal audience. Yeah, video is really definitely a big part of this strategy as well. So the more comfortable you are with creating video, the more people are going to get to know you, right? The more you're going to be able to spread that awareness factor. So quick recap. I am keeping an eye on the time, and I noticed there has been quite a few questions, which is awesome. So we'll take a moment to look at those. But the sales funnels, they're really essential, right? They're absolutely essential for converting leads in real estate. Each stage does require specific tools, specific strategies. Automation and personalization are really key to effective lead nurturing as well. So you do need a system, you do need a platform, and you probably need some help, right? So if you are interested, if you're interested in getting some help, if you're interested in building your own real estate sales funnel, I'm offering a free consultation to everyone on the call today. I'm going to ask Sobia to share my calendar link in the chat so that if you want to book a call with me to discuss your current state of whether or not you have a sales funnel or you need one, or you're just looking for some guidance, for some help, happy to do that for you. So make sure you keep an eye on the chat. My Calendly link will be in there. And if you don't want that level of obligation or commitment, you could certainly visit our website and you could actually book a demo where we'll take you through the software. We'll show you exactly how we set things up, how everything works. And that's also a great option for you. I will also encourage you to take a look at our YouTube channel, take a look at Instagram, make sure you follow us. We like to share lots of great tips on how to do these things, how to use technology to enhance and improve your sales process. And part 3 is going to come up in 2 weeks. That'll be December 5th. And that's where we're going to delve into how to re-engage with your audience without being pushy and turn those cold leads into warm prospects. So that will get a little bit more into that re-engagement strategy, more of that long-term nurture process, but it's also going to be extremely important in getting you to that next level and really building a solid foundation for you. Okay, so that is the end of our little presentation. I'm going to just take a quick look at the questions. I did see something come in from Mark, and it's about the voicemail. Do you personalize that voicemail message or just have a generic message? So that's a great question, Mark. Question mark. So I would say it can't be personalized because you're going to want to have it go out to anyone, right, that comes through. So the trick is to make it sound really personal without mentioning the person's name. So an example of that would be like, hey, this is Mark. I just got your request for information. I sent that out to you right away. Just want to make sure that you got it. Like, give me a shout if you have any questions about the information, something like that, right? You just don't want it to be a heavily scripted message, like what you would get in a robocall, for instance. So that's something that I would recommend. But yeah, you can't really use their name the same way as you could in an email or a text message, because in those things you can use replacement patterns that will automatically insert their name. There may be a way to do it through voicemail eventually. I'm sure if you had an automated AI message going out by voice, probably that certainly could be personalized. We're not quite there yet. Probably not too far away from it, but yeah, for now, I would say just keep their name out of it, but try to keep that message sounding very personal. Okay, I do see there's some questions here about cost, implementation, and a lot of these things probably are very individual to what it is that you need, what it is that you're looking for. And I would encourage you to use our resources to get more information. So be sure to book that demo. You can also schedule a call with me. You can contact us through our contact us page. Otherwise, we've gone through a lot of information today. I hope you've made some notes. We will have this presentation up on our YouTube channel within the next couple of days. I'm going to start working on part 3 and make sure that we've got some more great content to share with you. And then after I close out this session, you are going to get a little short survey that's going to ask for some feedback. And we do read that feedback. We pay very close attention to what we're hearing from our audience. So please take a moment, leave some feedback. We would love to hear from you. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today. I'll let you get back to your busy day. Thank you, Rob and Sobia, for being here with us today and helping out. I look forward to seeing you all in a couple of weeks. Have a great day, everybody.